Have you ever wondered what happens when someone loses everything they are, but still finds a new purpose to fight for? Imagine having your memory erased, your identity stolen, and being turned into a loyal soldier. This is the story of Alice Zuberg, a young woman whose life changed drastically after what seemed like an innocent decision. But how did a simple curiosity lead Alice to become an integrity knight, one of the most powerful warriors in the Underworld? Alice Zuberg was just a child when her fate was sealed. Daughter of the village chief of Reunification, she grew up alongside her friends Eugeo and Kirito. Alice was determined, curious, and caring, often bringing lunch to her friends as they worked. However, her curiosity led her to cross the line between the human empire and the dark territory, a transgression she didn't even know she had committed. Upon touching the forbidden land, the taboo index was activated, and Alice's fate was sealed. Zuberg, Synthesis 7, an integrity knight, arrived to take her by force to the central cathedral. Her friends tried to save her, but failed. Thus, Alice was torn away from her life, her family, and everything she knew. But this was just the beginning of her transformation. At the central cathedral, Alice was subjected to the Synthesis ritual, a brutal practice that erased her memories and turned her into a new person. Alice Synthesis 30, a totally loyal integrity knight. As Alice Synthesis 30, she couldn't remember her previous life, but something inside her remained unbreakable. Her new identity was marked by strength, loyalty, and a burning desire to protect the Underworld. Alice began wearing a magnificent golden armor, with a flowing blue cape, symbolizing her status as one of the most powerful knights. Her golden hair, tied into a braid, was a symbol of her glory and determination. Even without her memories, Alice's protective spirit was not erased. When High Priest Quinella was defeated, Alice found herself at a crossroads. Without the authority figure she had served, what would her purpose be? Alongside an incapacitated Kirito, she returned to Reunification Village, searching for meaning in her new life and a purpose beyond blind servitude. Alice reunited with her sister Selka, and it was in this reunion that something deep began to awaken within her. Despite not remembering her past life, an emotional bond remained. Her determination to protect those she loved reignited. When goblins attacked the village, Alice found herself back in battle. This time, however, she was not just an integrity knight. She was fighting as the real Alice, the girl who had once promised to protect her friends and her village. The battle against the goblins was a turning point. Alice realized that, even with her memories erased, her essence was still intact. She decided to head to the Great Eastern Gate to fight alongside the Human Guardian Army, facing the imminent invasion of the Dark Territory Army. This decision marked the rebirth of her desire to protect the Underworld, not out of loyalty to a ruler, but out of love for her world and the people who inhabited it. During her journey, Alice confronted her former allies and even those who had known her before the Synthesis ritual. She found herself torn between her loyalty as an integrity knight and the new memories that slowly emerged, like echoes of a life she couldn't fully recall. In a confrontation with Eugeo and Kirito, Alice was forced to fight against her former friends. The battle was intense, and her skills with the Fragrant Olive Sword showcased her immense power. However, as the battle continued, a spark of recognition appeared in her eyes. Upon hearing Selka's name, Alice began to question the validity of her mission and the truth behind her erased memories. It was at this moment that she began to break the invisible chains that bound her, challenging the right eye seal, a mental restriction imposed on knights to ensure their absolute loyalty. With superhuman willpower, Alice broke the seal, even if it cost her the sight in her right eye. She defied the system that controlled her, proving that her true identity was stronger than any manipulation. For the first time, Alice was free to make her own choices. Alice fought bravely alongside Kirito and the other knights against the Sword Golem, a monstrosity created by transforming human lives into weapons. She witnessed Eugeo's sacrifice and the moment Kirito finally defeated High Priest Quinella. Even after the victory, Alice felt the weight of Eugeo's loss, someone who, even without remembering fully, she knew was special to her. With Quinella's defeat, the Underworld was free, but the real challenge was yet to come, the invasion of the Dark Territory. Alice assumed the role of leader, uniting the knights and preparing the defense. She knew that the future of the Underworld depended on everyone's unity, and she was determined to fight until the end. After the war, Alice decided to leave her position as an integrity knight and return to Reunification Village with a Kirito still in a coma. She chose to live a simple life, far from the grandeur of the cathedral and the battles. However, even in her humble cabin in the forest, the spirit of a warrior still shone inside her. Alice Zuberg, the girl who had her life and memories torn away, became a legend in the Underworld. Her journey of self-discovery and sacrifice left deep marks on all those around her. She proved that, even without memories, our true essence never fully disappears. But now that Alice had finally found her true purpose, one question remains. What happens when the greatest battle of her life has already been won? Will Alice find the peace she seeks, or will her warrior spirit call her to a new adventure?